Morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning. It is Coffee Ann time here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us on Monday morning, first Monday in December. Is that an official holiday somewhere?
Yeah, I think it's getting serious now, 2024. I think it's getting serious. It's going to be around for 12 months maybe.
And then it'll be gone. There we go. That's Dave Richards right over there. Good morning, Dave.
Hi.
I'm Joe Callahan. We're going to be joined by Melissa Murray, who's flying in, well, probably driving in right now.
You think so?
Well, she says her ETA is 8:03.
Oh, well, it's nice of her to communicate.
We're officially at 8:01, so she'll be here in a couple of minutes.
We'll be listening for the screeching of tires any moment now.
And we'll be joined around 8:15 by Pete Royce, who's got an event going on with a Woonsocket connection.
Well, this is
up there
very
in Central
nice.
Mass,
Yes,
so
we'll
that's
talk
pretty
more
cool.
about that later, but he's going to tape a TV show that you would be invited to participate in.
But in the meantime, though, over the weekend, we had the Milk Fun breakfast kickoff at Kay's Restaurant, which I understand Dave was there. A smashing success.
Yes. Myself and the fabulous Denise were there, along with so many of our friends and people that we knew. I joked at one point. I says, we could form a small government just in this corner of the restaurant, couldn't we? All kinds of different people were there. But speaking to Dave LaHouse and Lisa Carcefaro, who is our Milk Fund Appeal Chair for 24, and who was there with the raffle baskets and all the rest of that sort of thing, which she does so well. Dave told me, he says, Kay's never opens for breakfast.
Right.
We did something special this time, 8:30 to 11:30. 20 past. People were lining up.
20 past 8.
20 past 8. People were lining up in front of the door.
Going down Cass Ave?
Actually, they were going up toward Chipman's Corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to see.
That's very good to see. He was encouraged, and the place was packed instantly at the opening. Then, of course, everybody eats, and then they leave, and there's a little bit of a lull. Denise and I came in during the lull. There was no problem finding a seat. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, another mass let out, and
they all come.
They were slammed again before we left. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. And, good food, too, and lots of good friends, and a lot of people having some fun seeing each other. Kind of put me in mind of the old Parex breakfast, which we will see no further.
Right.
But those were landmark events here in our city, and very memorable. And, boy, if Kay's decides to do this again, I'm sure they'll have success. And it was buffet style, by the way.
That's right.
Nice.
I saw pictures.
Although they
on
did
social
have some
media.
wait staff. They had two young ladies there bringing you drinks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And they had the usual fanfare, the scrambled eggs and bacon and French toast, I understand, too.
Yes, and sausages.
Okay, great.
And home fries, potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very nice.
Well, I'm glad it went so well, and great kickoff there for Kay's Restaurant for the Milk Fund. And I don't know if the money's been counted yet, but I'm sure it was.
They may still be doing it, Joe. I didn't get word on that.
Okay, so
look at this, 8:03, and she's walking in.
Well, we're almost at 8:04.
No. It's still 8:03 for 10 more seconds. And she said 8:03, and by golly, she keeps her word. There she is.
Jeez, with 4 seconds to spare. All right. Also over the weekend, the last hurrah, the last big thing for Barry Field took place. It was big when the Providence news stations come up and cover it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. That's nice, but so that drew.
They made it a very nice deal. Of course, it was cold as the heck, and it had a westerly wind coming in at you.
Well,
but
end of November.
That's right. That's right.
Beginning of December. So there you go.
Yes.
So that's great that they took care of that, and they'll be having the groundbreaking ceremony for Barry Field is actually this Friday. It's this Friday, right? If I remember correctly, it's December 6th. Yeah. Okay, and will you be there, Melissa?
I don't remember what time it is.
I thought last I saw, I thought it was 10 in the morning, but I'm not.
I can look
I'm
it
not
up for you.
100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
No, okay.
I'm doing a mock session with some students that day.
Yeah.
A mock
So-
session.
Yeah.
Is this where they
Mock
say,
legis-
na, 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 na?
Mock
Yeah.
legislation,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yep. We actually take a real piece of legislation and go through the committee process and like teach them all about how it happens. Yeah.
Do you sing that song, I'm Just a Bill? See, the kids don't know that.
They don't. I know.
Us three, we know it.
Of course. Yeah, I know.
You should just, you should get up and sing, or at least show the video.
all the great things that they're missing.
Schoolhouse Rock is great stuff. Alrighty, so let's see. Melissa's been on assignment the last couple of days. How was your assignment?
How was my assignment?
Yeah,
What was
overseas.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
All right, good. good.
Yeah, went to the Azores for a
Okay.
little while. It was got off to a rough start, so I didn't really like do my homework on the travel to the Azores. I didn't realize there's only six flights that go to the Azores a week out of Boston. So if one of them gets canceled, like mine did, you are
You wait.
bumped to the next day. Except they didn't reroute me to São Miguel, which is the island that I was staying on. They rerouted us to Terceira, and then an 8-hour layover there, and then São Miguel. So the really lovely bed and breakfast that I booked for 2 days, which was non-refundable, and the car that I booked, the cute little Fiat 6-speed, which was very fun to drive for the short time that I got to drive it, was non-refundable. So when we got to this other island, which I didn't know anything about, I'd never heard of, didn't do my research because we weren't going there. We had an 8-hour layover, and I'm like, and it was very small. And I'm just like, I'm not sitting, I'm here in the Azores. I'm not sitting in
an airport.
an airport for 8 hours.
Yeah,
There's
let's
got to
go
be
out.
some kind of. So I didn't have any cell service, so I didn't have Google. I didn't have anything. I don't speak Portuguese very well. I can say like thank you and hello. And so I was like, all right, we're getting on one of these buses and we're going somewhere. Because I do crazy things like that. And we went to the most amazing like tower that was like this ancient tower with these huge like doors. It was like castle like almost, right? And got to like explore the little town a little bit, and we made it back in time for our flight to our original destination that we got to enjoy for 18 hours maybe, and 8 of those were sleeping,
Okay.
and the others were getting to and from the airport. But we did go around.
But you were there.
We went.
Melissa. My dear friend Angela, a travel agent, used to say is travel is always an adventure.
It is, and so you know what? If you're in the middle of a country and you have no idea where you are, just
Get on a bus.
get on a bus.
See where it goes.
I'm like, well, I'm not staying here. We're getting on a bus somewhere. But it worked out.
All right.
And we went to Lisbon, and then we went to
You got home
Madrid
on
and-
time.
Oh yeah, and
Then no harm, no foul.
Yep, Madrid and Barcelona, and it was all great. And let me say something about Madrid. I saw something written in Madrid, roughly translated to, oh, they think New York is the city that never sleeps, but really Madrid is the city that never sleeps, and that is true.
True. All right.
We were in the theater district, and we had like a little veranda, and it looked very beautiful.
They had 3:30 a.m. Curtain shows.
People were up until like breakfast time, and
And then what do?
then I guess the next group of people came in to like get ready for the day. So with like, it was loud, but it was fine. It was fine.
How's the weather over there at this time of year?
Beautiful.
Yeah, is it warm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Low to mid 60s.
Yeah.
I didn't wear a coat. Like I just had a sweater and a scarf sometimes, and
Great.
it was.
Did you swim in
Yeah.
the Mediterranean?
No, I did not get to swim. I brought my bathing suit. One of the things we were supposed to do in São Miguel and the Azores was go into the hot springs. That was like the one thing that I wanted to do more than anything, but we didn't get to do that. So
That's too bad.
it is what it is.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
Dave did look it up. The groundbreaking for the new elementary school at Barry Field.
10 o'clock Friday.
10 o'clock on this Friday morning, December 6th.
That's going to be tough for me, but
It's going to be
Okay.
at Barry Field, Smithfield Road.
yep.
Okay. So plenty of parking, right?
Well,
park
yeah,
wherever you feel like.
there's going to be
Park wherever you
places to
feel
put
like.
cars, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, everything's being taken away, so there you go. Feel free to go wherever you like there. So, well, that's But you know what I heard? Off the record. Well, not really off the record, but I heard when we were at the Thanksgiving Day football game, Dave.
Yeah.
And it's the and I don't know the truth if this is going to happen, but it sounded odd. And they say the football field at Cass Park will be ready to play,
Yeah.
but there's no place for the players to change.
Yeah. So.
But now they're going to be bused from the high school to Cass Park to the clubhouse that's there.
Yeah.
Change, get back on the bus, go back to Cass Park. Practice, get back on the bus, go back to the clubhouse,
Yeah.
and then go back to the high school.
Right.
I'm like, wow, that's a lot of.
Well, it is.
Back
It's not
and
something
forth.
you would set up to have happen on purpose, but that's what happens because of timing and things. It's only temporary.
But my question was, why can't they just get dressed in the locker room at the high school? And I didn't get an answer to this. Something was being renovated. So I don't know what the deal is.
A lot of renovations going on at our Woonsocket High
Yeah.
School. Our Christmas concert, or well, they call it a holiday concert in public school, will had to be moved further into the month. It would normally be this week at the auditorium, but we've seen our last in that auditorium the way that it was originally set up. It will be an auditorium multimedia center.
Okay.
I've seen all kinds of different plans. I don't know exactly how much they finalized and that they're actually going to do. I'm not so sure the holographs are going to be ready, but they really looked into the future on this place, and acoustically, handicap-wise, functionally, and multimedia-wise, that place is gonna be sharp.
All right. Cool.
But it's not ready for prime time. So originally they were going to go into the gym, but now they're playing basketball in the gym.
Yeah.
So they had to move it to the cafeteria and at a different date. So that's what we're looking at there.
Right.
But it's all temporary. It's just like
is.
griping about getting from here to Providence. It's useless because it's only temporary.
It's the same thing with the football players being able to, change at
Yeah.
Cass Park. The building's not going to be ready
Right.
until later, so that's why they're
okay.
going to do it this way. Okay.
Well, you can change in the bus. All you need is a bunch of, white paper over the windows. So.
But it's going to get chilly in November.
No.
It always does. It always does.
It already is.
All right.
Going to get chilly in November is a little passé right now, my friend.
That's right. It's chilly in December as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We saw in some of the news stations something has happened in Cumberland. They call it an incident.
Right.
That's all they're telling us.
Mm-hmm.
At the intersection of Mendon Road and Martin Street, which is way down.
Well,
Mendon Road. It's down
it's
by
in Ashton.
no,
Ashton,
it's farther.
no,
It's
Valley Falls?
It's even not quite that far, but it's down near One Mendon Road. If you know
Is
where
that so?
One Mendon Road is, so it's in that general area.
I must
and
be
all they're
thinking of the
saying,
wrong street.
police are there. So am I. Martin Street is where the Boys and Girls Club is.
Yeah.
That's Martin Street.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's Berkeley. That's the
Berkeley's the
that's
village,
the
yeah.
village of Cumberland there. Okay.
I don't
so
have them memorized the way I do out in Burrillville.
they just say something's happened where there was police tape,
Right.
and that's it.
Okay.
We
And
don't know if it involves
nobody's
doesn't
talking.
It does it involve people? We don't know. Does it involve cars? We don't know. Does it involve Davenport's restaurant is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Was it on fire? Well, they didn't say it was. So, but I would say no. They would have said
It
was a
looks
fire.
serious enough, so Channel 10 sent a car up.
And Channel 12 sent people up.
Right.
Something's
And when
happened.
they got there, they were oh, nothing
were-
to see here.
When
Time
they
to
got
go
there,
home.
they said they were cleaning up and they were leaving. Well, what happened? Well, we can't tell you. So
Just
That's right.
we're waiting.
basically avoid the area because there's going to be.
Well, I think everything's
Probably already
cleared
cleaned
out.
up.
But so we're just waiting for the official press release from the police department to tell us what happened. And it's something, and it happened last night. It happened like a Sunday night around 10. That's what they did get that out of the police, and so but they were there like all morning as well. So just something bizarre. So something keep an eye on. Something happened in Cumberland at Mendon Road and Martin Street. So okay,
Cumberland had a news story in that they're going one more week with their yard waste pickup. Last week was the last one for Woonsocket.
Mm-hmm.
They got and Cumberland's. This is their last week for yard waste pickup through Friday.
All right, very good. We're going to take our first break here on the Coffee and program. 766-1240 for comments and questions. More coming up. Stay tuned. The Broaster House is the place for excellent dinners like broasted chicken or chicken family style, Delmonico steak, and hot turkey sandwich. The Broaster House features 10 delicious appetizers like stuffed quahogs and the house sampler. Enjoy seafood at the Broaster House like butterfly shrimp or roasted fish and chips. And don't forget the combinations from 4 to 32 pieces. Eat in, take out, and they cater at the Broaster House, 263 Pond Street, Woonsocket. Call them at 762-1717. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards.
Hi.
Hi, Dave.
Okay. Well, we have a special guest now, Joe, and he's not here for long, so let's get right to it, shall we?
All right, we will.
I think most folks remember one of my good friends in the industry is Pete Royce. He's a wonder of industry when it comes to coming up with ideas for broadcasting programs. We've had a couple of them ourselves that have proven to be just totally inspiring on my part, because he always does things first class. Well, he's had this program now that has been broadcasting on cable outlets, and we post it up on our website, TV station, so people can watch it on demand all the time. It's called Bowling for Scholars. And you're going to tape another one tomorrow, Peter, right? And something very exciting is coming. You're inviting people to come down and watch the taping, correct?
Correct, Dave. You know, this is almost our finishing our second year with the show. And
Yeah.
Thank you for putting it on your website. We have a special program tomorrow, and we feature Woonsocket's own a person I'll tell you about in just a moment. We have a special edition called Celebrity Bowling. Every once in a while we have special guests come in versus the usual regular bowlers.
And they can usually bowl, right? It's not
can-
like it down at Post 85 where Joe and Melissa and Dave get together doing celebrity bartending. You actually get people who can bowl.
Not necessarily,
Oh?
but tomorrow's guest I think can bowl. She's very athletic. She is Brooke Cooper, the general manager of the Worcester Red Sox.
Recognition just went off from Mr. Callahan.
Yeah. Your
Oh,
boss.
I know Brooke. Oh, yeah. Well, she was my boss for a
Personally.
while.
Personally.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
she's a Woonsocket native.
Woonsocket native, and I think a very great athlete. I don't
She
remember.
was,
I don't
I
remember
think-
her maiden name, but she was all-star. I want to say basketball,
She
soccer.
played, I know she played college basketball, at least.
yeah.
So she was
Yeah.
very, at PC, I believe.
Yeah,
Very
and I'm
good.
told she's, as you can imagine, with that kind of background, Dave, very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume she'll be able to bowl pretty well, and she'll be bowling with another member of the Woo Sox, Sammy Sequoia Beggs,
Mm-hmm.
who is the ticket manager and ticket promotions and marketing and so forth, against two Worcester area radio female personalities. And so it should be great.
Did you get Mistress Carey to come out and bowl?
Who?
I guess not.
No, we didn't get her.
Okay.
We got Mackenzie and I forget the other gal's name
Okay.
from a Worcester area radio station.
Is this Candlepin?
Candlepin Bowling. So
Okay.
that's why Dave mentioned
That's
about
the real bowling.
It is
Yeah.
Not the stuff
Yeah.
you guys do here in
and it's
Woonsocket.
modeled,
Not the stuff
modeled
we're doing
after
on
the show
Sunday.
that was on Channel 5 for years and
Yeah.
years and years. It's called Fun for All Ages with Jim Britt and then Don Gillis.
Yeah.
And so we pay tribute to them every show. And so it's three strings of bowling, and all of the money raised goes to scholarships for needy kids in school. And this is I think this will be our 21st show that we started in April of 2023. Now we're almost into our second
As
year.
soon as he could get back in there after the pandemic.
Yeah, and so far we've raised something like $5,600. Every penny, that's what I really like about the show. Every penny goes out that comes in. And I'm a volunteer. I don't get paid for the show. I just do it as a give back to an industry that, Dave has mentioned has been kind to me, broadcasting, and I love bowling, and I love candlepin bowling. And more, I think some candlepin bowling establishments are reemerging. Joe, you're familiar with the Canal District down in Worcester.
Yes.
And a new building is going up on Green Street, where it was the site of the old Sir Morgan's Cove.
Yep.
In the basement level, the first street level will be a bowling alley.
Okay.
And Candlepin Bowling. But our bowling show tomorrow will be at Spare Time Recreation in Whitensville, not too far from here. We encourage everybody to come by. 3 o'clock, we're having, Mark
How
Moon,
would you get there from here now?
122,
Right.
all the way.
Which is just Main Street in Blackstone.
Right, exactly. All the way down until you come.
Or Mendon Road if you want to start earlier.
Yeah. Then when you come into Uxbridge, just over the bridge there at the CVS, you go through one light and you bear left, and that is
It's Route 16.
no, that's not quite. You're not quite to Route 16.
Oh.
You're going to bear left at a very slight fork in the road.
Oh,
at
further up.
Yeah, further
Okay.
up. Yeah, further up. Yes,
Yeah.
beyond that intersection of 16. Right. And then it's right on Church Street in the center of historic village of Whitensville. Very historic. So 3 o'clock tomorrow. Everybody's encouraged to come. We hope to have a good crowd on hand cheering the bowlers on, and every penny comes in goes out. And I had a nice story to tell that we one of the winners, they get to choose which school that they want to offer it to. So our bowlers tomorrow, if they win, they get to choose. And one of our bowlers chose Tiny Explorers Preschool in Boylston, Mass. Okay, we have schools all the way down. And it happened to be a pretty good pot that week. We had $500, which for a little local show, that's pretty good. And so we gave it to a family, and the person's father had just had a heart attack. He said, without this contribution, we would not have been able to keep our kid in school. And so
Wow.
that's why we do the show.
That's great. How long did it take you to talk Brooke into doing this little thing?
No,
Well, it's
she.
been 2 years.
No, I went through Bill Wanless, the
Yeah.
publicity director director
Well,
of communications.
Bill can get things done for you.
Yeah, and he said no. She said
happy to
said
do it?
something very nice about why she would do it. So I was really thrilled about that. So we're looking forward to a match, and then we'll continue on with our regular bowling show. And we've added, Dave, since I last was here, we've added a bunch of stations. We're now up to 12 stations that televise
right.
the show.
Wow.
And we're very close to another one. I won't say which the city is, but let's just say it's near Fenway Park. And so if we get that, that'll be our 13th station. It's Boston.
Okay.
And that would be
Are
great.
the others just in Mass, or are they up into
They're
northern New England? too?
just in Mass, but if I had a little more time to market it, I'm hoping to get New Hampshire, which is a hotbed. There are not a lot of strong traditions other than Mass, Maine, and New Hampshire.
For
And
candlepin
for
bowling?
candlepin bowling. I think there was one or two bowling alleys in Rhode Island back in the day that had candlepin, but we also had duckpin here in Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah.
like-
I had
I
a
like
lot
the
of
duck
duck
pins.
pins.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
duck pin here.
And so it's been good, but we have a lot of fun with the show, and we've had kids on. We've had every once in a while we've had experienced bowl. We had somebody bowl a triple of 378. That's pretty good. That's averaging about 125 a game. And back on the
In
old
Candlepin,
Channel
that's-
5
that's
show,
terrific.
on the old Candlepin 5 show, if you bowled 370, 380, or 400, you were like the top bowler in the world.
Sure,
So
yeah.
we've had a few people come by, and some of the women have done well on the show too. We're hoping for big things tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You ever bowled, Melissa?
I have. Not a very good bowler, but I try my best.
What about
Well,
you?
it takes practice. We're
It does
told.
take practice.
You get a chance to practice this coming Sunday. It won't be Candlepin, but we apologize for that. But Candlepin is more in Massachusetts, and that's what I always did, and I always liked it much better because I said the big 10 pins where they're a lot of fun, because bowling's fun. You don't really get yourself tuckered out, but you have a lot of fun. It's more like golfing. And I'll explain. I'll try to tie that together for you a little bit later on. And golf, I don't have any interest in, but candlepin bowling is more like hunting, because you have varying circumstances after each ball is thrown, and you have to adjust to those circumstances even more, because you just don't see too many candlepin bowlers throwing it down the alley seeing it curve, hitting the head pin dead on, and all of them going down. That is a rarer, much rarer occurrence with a small, what is it, a 4.5-inch ball that we're
Something like
using
that.
Candlepin, whereas you're using a big 10-inch ball in 10-pin. So, it just goes to stands to reason that if you're using a 10-inch ball or you're using a 4-inch ball, one's going to take down more pins accidentally if you get it anywhere in the zone. But Candlepin, this strategy, you're allowed to leave the dead wood there,
That's the key.
and
is key.
then you can hit the dead wood and have it spin over and take a couple of extra pins out. To me, I like that. So there was a bit more of a game to me.
Yeah, it's very strategic. It was created in Worcester,
Yes.
and so when we go back, if we hopefully.
Why you see it mostly in Massachusetts.
Yeah, exactly. It was created in the basement of the YMCA on Main Street. Somebody came up with the idea, and
And they're the long
it's
cylindrical pins.
long,
Not the
but
ones that are fat on the bottom.
They used to be maple wood. You know what they are now? Plastic.
Oh, are
So,
they?
yeah, they're
They
not.
last longer?
They last plastic. I think they're easier to produce. A lot of the manufacturers have gone out of business because Candlepin had a big drop off. At one point,
Right.
Worcester had 11 bowling alleys, Candlepin bowling alleys.
Wow.
Right
Wow.
now, they'll have none until the one opens near Polar
opens.
Park.
Okay.
And that'll be back again, one where it belongs in the heart of Worcester there.
Well, I bet you they'll have an audience for that.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Besides, Polar Park's so easy to get to.
Yeah, exactly.
As places in Worcester go, very
That's
easy to get to,
Yeah.
really.
Are you in a league now, Pete?
I'm
Do you
not
do
in a league,
bowl
but I
with it?
used to be in
Okay.
one. But I was in one a long time ago. I was 12 years old.
Not a long time
and,
ago.
and that's a long time ago. And everybody bowled back then. And everybody watched that show on Channel 5 at 12 noon on Saturday. If
Yeah.
you're as old as I am, you watched it.
And then afterwards, you stuck around for ABC's Wide World of Sports on Channel 7, I think it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
When my father was growing up in Providence, one of his jobs, part-time jobs that he had as a kid, he was a pin boy.
No kidding.
Yes.
Set the pins.
Set the pins.
Prior to the automatic machines.
Yes, and
Wow.
I was telling my kids, I said he probably maybe he made 35 cents an hour to do this, but after every game, when the people that were done with the alleys got out a quarter and threw it down the alley.
Sure.
Tip.
Give him a tip. Give him a tip.
I go, and they said, but only a quarter? Well, you can't throw a dollar bill down
That's
the alley.
right.
It'll
That's
never make it.
That's true.
So yeah, if you got a quarter, he was happy. You got a quarter from.
That's true. That's a great story, Joe.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard
You
something
just had
like
to,
that.
stay out of the way because here comes the
And they're
ball.
probably
Yeah.
what?
And he had to put the ball back too. That's what
yeah,
did.
and they were probably sitting up on a little perch.
Yeah,
yeah.
so they wouldn't get hurt, and there were a bunch of them. I'm not sure how many lanes he was
was in
assigned
charge
to,
of, yeah.
but probably 2 maybe.
Yeah,
You know, just
That
to
still
keep
takes some
hustling.
hustle to keep it going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but that's
Yeah.
great. So it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, Spare Time Recreation, which is a whole amusement center right there on Church Street, 117 Church Street in Whitensville. And 3 o'clock, it lasts about an hour. 3 strings of bowling, total pinfall will determine the winner. And if anybody, like on the old Channel 5 show, if you got 3 marks in a row, you get bonus money. If you have 3 marks in a row, you get additional $50 in scholarship money from an anonymous donor.
Nice.
So we
Nice.
built in some things. Then you go for the high-low jack at the end, the 1-7-10 split. Can you imagine that with no deadwood? 1, 7, and 10. And you have one ball. The winner gets a shot at it for an additional $50. So
If you can get all 3.
if you get all 3, nobody's done it on the show yet.
Well,
That's difficult.
that is a toughie. Obviously, you're going to hit one and hope that you can push it into one of the others, and then it'll careen over to the opposite
The ball
side.
to go one way and the deadwood to go the other way.
yeah.
Exactly. Yes,
It's an idea, but it sounds to me like a trick pool shot.
yeah, exactly.
Now, Pete, do you do the announcing by yourself, or is there someone with you?
I usually do it by
yeah.
myself. I had one guest announcer once, Bill Ballou, famous
Bill's-
sports
Bill's-
writer.
Bill's great.
And he is a connoisseur of candlepin bowling.
Yes, he's another one, Dave. Candlepin bowling is the only bowling.
That's right. That's the
that's
only
real.
bowling.
Yeah. Well, no, I all the other bowling is real too.
But
this
Bill Ballou is
Not to Bill
depending
Ballou.
on what you
There
want
is-
out
there
of
is
it.
only candlepin bowling.
yeah, he was great. He brought so many statistics. He said that candlepin bowling, this is what he told me on the show.
Oh, he'll tell you the history of it.
Candlepin bowling was more popular back in the day than the Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics and Patriots combined.
Oh, I can believe that.
Combined.
Yeah. I can believe
Everybody
that.
watched it at 12 noon on Saturday. And Bill Blubaloo is right there with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, good luck with everything tomorrow.
Thanks. I hope a
it
lot
goes
of your
well.
viewers, audience can come in and watch it, and we'll have a great
That'd
time.
be nice. That'd be nice. To fill the place up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thanks
Pete.
for having me on.
We
Have a good day.
appreciate it.
Nice
All
meeting
right.
you.
Thanks for
Time for
coming.
the
Okay.
time for the forecast here on OM, being brought to you by
And
Allstate Insurance.
maybe someday we'll get a chance to play that show.
Sunny skies today with a high of 38 degrees and a calm wind. Tonight, clear skies, overnight low of 20. Tuesday's weather, sunshine and a high of 39 with a west wind. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 40 with a southwest breeze. Wednesday night, a change in the weather, 100% chance of rain, possibly mixed with snow. Little or no snow accumulation is expected Wednesday night. Thursday, it looks more like showers now, but lots of wind, gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Friday, sunshine with a high of 33. Saturday, mostly sunny and 35 for the Woonsocket Main Street holiday stroll. And on Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 38.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we have sunny skies. Temperature has risen to 26 degrees.
Say, friends, do you wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with the Benjamin Agency.
If you are looking for medical care provided with integrity and compassion for all patients, choose Landmark Medical Center. Why? We heal body and mind. From heart care and wound healing to preventative care and services specifically for seniors in the community. And we provide the high-quality care you need close to home, in your own community. We also offer emergency care when you need it most. Our emergency medicine team offers care 24 hours a day, every day. At Landmark Medical Center, quality, compassion, community is what we're all about. To learn more, visit the website landmarkmedical.org.
When you visit the Menard Locature Funeral Home's website, you'll find a wealth of important information, including frequently asked questions about the various options of pre-planning funeral etiquette, visitation, personal help to help the family, and many others. Remember, pre-planning is safe and helpful to family members who may be overwhelmed with details and responsibilities. It also assures that the deceased's final wishes are met. Their website will also feature several photos of their two beautiful and classic funeral homes at 127 Carrington Avenue, Woonsocket, and 71 Central Street, Manville. You'll be treated with courtesy and understanding. Their main phone number is 762-1825. Menard Locature Funeral Homes.
This is Dave Richards. On Monday's second Milk Fund radio auction, we'll put up for bid a Bruins Nutcracker, a Brimate Hopsulator Slim, a Son of a Nutcracker hat, a Cookies for Santa basket, which includes a $40 Stop and Shop gift card, a blue cooler tote along with an Igloo thermos and a Barbie doll, a marshmallow bear, a Patriot Start board, and lots of valuable gift certificates. So join me, Joe Callahan, and our celebrity guest auctioneer, Rhode Island State Representative Bob Phillips, from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday on ON, AM, and FM radio and video streamed live for your convenience.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray. Nice of you to join us this morning. So a little, it always happens this time of year, a little pet peeve. So it's always right after
You,
Thanksgiving.
Joe, peeved?
Yes.
How unusual.
we got the Black Friday shopping thing. We got the Small
Cyber
Business
Monday.
Saturday. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Is
right.
Sunday called anything?
Yes.
What
Yeah,
was
it's
yesterday?
Rest up for Cyber Monday.
Yes, it's something small made Sunday
Is it okay?
or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
today's Cyber Monday. Tomorrow is a travel
Right.
thing.
No, it's Giving
No,
Tuesday.
it's Giving Tuesday.
Tuesday. Well,
yeah,
then-
you're
then
supposed
the-
to.
They
the
needed,
travel people are screwed.
They needed something to complement the April 11th.
All right. Well, I heard the travel
too,
thing is
me
on
too.
Tuesday, but here's the situation, and it'll start basically Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. The big retailers, the big box stores, the Kohl's of the world, the Target, the Walmarts, those guys, they'll now start their advertising is, okay, you're late. If you haven't done all your Christmas shopping by the end of Monday, you're late.
Well, they've had their
What's the
stuff
matter?
out.
What is the matter with you? Why haven't you started? You crummy person.
Well, they've had their Christmas stuff out since
August.
before
Well, that,
before Halloween.
And
the
so
fact
now
that they
you're- now
had
you're
the
late.
stuff, the stuff well, they've had their displays out for many weeks, and that's their problem. They've made the decision to do that.
I know, but they bombard you, and then does it work? I don't know. A lot of people don't start their Christmas shopping till like a week before Christmas. Mostly the men, but I just hate that we get hit over the head all the time. You know, for those last minute gifts. I go, we're still 3
Well,
weeks away.
Last minute guess.
Last minute.
I just want you to buy more. You haven't bought enough.
I know. Yeah.
Whatever you bought, it's not enough. You need to buy more.
My observance is that they're looking, obviously to try to do something, and they're getting away with a lot of silly things that wouldn't have been gotten away with in a more, shall we say, common sense time of society.
But they seem to do it every year.
Yeah, well, that's right. They seem to do it every year, Joe, because they got away with it last year. Their store didn't fall down.
No.
So they
And
got away
maybe
with
it
it. So
works.
they're going to do it again. We get that. But, it is always something. What disturbs me is the concept of Black Friday has been around since I was in retail in the 1970s.
Yeah,
But it was a private joke.
that's right.
And
the
then
public didn't
now,
know
it's like,
And you ask the public now, what does it mean? They're like,
I have no idea
don't know.
because it's all been, because it starts, it starts in September.
yeah.
Black Friday starts in September. And what was this? I saw something for a firewall or VPN program, and everything. They're trying to tie it into Black Friday. If you need it, you need it. If you don't need it, you don't
right,
need it.
right.
Quite frankly, on Black Friday, I do not do any shopping outside of what I might have done on any given Friday.
Nor do I.
Yeah, it's just, okay, you want to make your noise, make your noise. But when you're in the retail game, I learned for the short few years that I was in it, you just have to have something to say to try to excite people. And so it doesn't really matter much what you say. In January, you'll have your white goods sales. Well, if somebody's dryer breaks down in October, you buy a
You're not
dryer in
waiting.
October. You're not waiting for January. You're not going to get any more dryers sold or refrigerators or washing machines. That's all called white goods in the trade. You're not going to get any more of them sold in January. You're just trying to have something to say in your ad and generate some sort of an interest in what you're doing and why your prices are lower now. And I've always said, listen, if you can afford to sell for that price in the first place, why didn't you yesterday?
Right.
I
And
don't know.
I whatever you subscribe to, and it comes in your email, whatever companies you subscribe to, they're all like bombarding you. Oh, Black Friday, Black Friday, Black Friday. You've got to get this now. Don't wait, don't wait. And then all of a sudden, the next day,
worry about that
Saturday
too.
morning, Sunday morning, they're like,
No, it's
oh,
lower.
well, guess what? We've
No, it's 60% off.
extended
Yeah,
the
that's right.
sale.
We've extended it, yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go. Oh, guess what? Sunday we've extended it also.
Yeah.
It's gonna go all the way through.
Oh,
Guess
yeah.
what? They're just gonna keep it.
Oh, there was a cruise line had an ad on I saw on the cable TV, pay cable yesterday, that was for a cruise line and this Black Friday sales. There were a couple of different cruise lines that were doing Black Friday sales.
Yeah. Okay, book your cruise.
I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But then the next thing on Sunday it was Black Friday sale extended to Cyber Monday. Because nobody walks into our building to buy cruises. You're going to be doing it online. So anyway, in an idle moment, I bought. I bit down and I went to the website and I said, okay, what the heck is it? And they're actually selling cruises for 2026 that don't sell well.
Like
and
the
that's-
destination is not a popular destination?
No, the destination's popular, but it's an inconvenient time. There are
Oh.
times of the year where people don't go on cruises
Like
typically.
hurricane season?
No, believe it or not, that's not bad
Oh,
because
wow, okay.
the cruise companies they pretty much make it up to you, or they simply divert to another area of the ocean.
Away
it's
from the
not
storm.
being right.
Okay.
No, believe it or not, Labor Day and the week after Labor Day, all of September is not good for cruising.
Back to school.
Could
reasons?
be, could be, could be.
Okay.
But it's not good for cruising because the lowest fares any time of the year are always in September.
All right.
And so those are the ones that they're selling for 2025, 2026, and those are the ones that you get the 70% off your second guest.
Book it now. That's right.
And of course, you know, they get you to pay your gratuities up front. It's just an idea. They got to get your money so that they can play with your money and make some money on your money before they have to use your money to take care of you.
Right.
Now, you know, and there's no real evil going on there. It's the American way, and it's the downside for those of us who think common sense wise. But it is all part of the game of attracting an audience and
Oh, I know.
getting them to part with their bucks.
Just bothers me though. Oh, you're late. I'm late. Things haven't even started. How can I be late?
It's just
Has anybody gone on a Virgin Cruise Lines cruise?
No.
No,
Yeah, that's
I've
the
never
big
been on a
millionaire
cruise.
owns that. The guy who has the
Oh,
space rockets. I forget.
Richard
Branford.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Branson.
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 Branson or
That's,
Branson?
I think
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
Branson.
Branson.
Yes.
Branson.
No, I couldn't recall his name.
Yeah.
But his was one of the ads that was out there, and I looked at the ad and I said to myself, doesn't engage my enthusiasm because they have I guess they're a high, what do we want to say?
High-end.
Yeah, high-end cruise line for people with dough who don't have kids and don't like kids. They want to do things, you know, and so they're much more expensive cruise line, and they're trying to go for people who've been on cruises, didn't like them, come out and cruise with us.
Because there were
Because
too many
it's
kids on
different.
your first cruise.
Yeah, because it's
we're
different,
Okay. It's a possibility.
Well, you know, the cruise lines, when Denise and I took our first cruise back in 1987, it was first class hotel stuff. Mm-hmm. But as the years go on, the little 600 passenger boat that we were on in 1987, which is roughly about the same size as the Pacific Princess that was in the Love Boat TV show.
No, it's thousands.
Well, now it's the norm is 5,000 passengers
Yeah.
plus 1,500 crew.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a lot of souls on that vessel, but anyway, and they just keep the more hooks and stuff they try to make it more and more like Disney, and nobody more so than Disney, who now owns 3 ships. They used to just rent a ship from a company, and they found that was pretty good, but everybody eventually, if you get into a partnership with Disney, you find out that if they like what they're doing,
They'll buy you.
it's the end. Yeah, it's the end of you, because they will break the deal. They will, buy your operation. If you won't sell, they'll build one next to you and put you out of business. This is how Disney works. This is their reputation in the corporate world, because they've got the wherewithal to do it. Mm-hmm. And so they now have 3 ships.
And cruises have, theme cruises. Country music, pop music, rock music.
Yeah,
And so
oldies.
Yep. And so
Dave Koz has just been on one.
he always does one, yeah. And so
Yeah.
the catch is you get to hobnob and rub elbows with your stars.
Right.
And when they're not performing, they'll be out on the boat. I mean, you're all
I think they
you're
had a
all
monkey's
encapsulated.
cruise.
Do they have a
I
monkey's
could
That's
be
right.
wrong, but I think they had a monkey's cruise.
Oh, you're right. They had a monkey's cruise.
Yeah.
All right,
Why didn't I ever do that?
Before we take our another break here on the Coffee and program, you must have been you're so excited, and I'll bring it up tomorrow with Linda Tebow as well. But Vito the Pug won Best in Show.
Yes, I know.
On Thanksgiving Day, right?
How exciting, huh?
Vito, I love that.
Vito the Pug.
Vito the Pug.
He probably is.
Pugs are
you think he
not.
threat-
Sounds
are
like
not
somebody you
Italian.
go to for
They're
a
not an
loan.
Italian dog, but
Did he
hey,
did he threaten the other dogs?
I don't know.
I'm gonna win and nobody gets hurt. All right, more coffee and coming up 766-1240 for any comments and or questions here on the Coffee and program on ON Radio.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. This is Dave Richards. On Monday's second Milk Fund Radio auction, we'll put up for bid a Bruins Nutcracker, a Brimate Hopsulator Slim, a Son of a Nutcracker hat, a Cookies for Santa basket, which includes a $40 Stop and Shop gift card, a blue cooler tote along with an Igloo thermos and a Barbie doll, a marshmallow bear, a Patriot Start board, and lots of valuable gift certificates. So join me, Joe Callahan, and our celebrity guest auctioneer, Rhode Island State Representative Bob Phillips, from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday on ON, AM, and FM radio and video streamed live for your convenience.
ON Radio.
That's coming
You
up.
can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Milk Fund auction coming up this afternoon here on ON Radio with State Rep Bob Phillips, and Dave and I will be here as well with the Milk Fund auction. Always a good time. It went very well on our first one on Friday.
And nobody knew we had cables laying on the ground.
Well,
Run from
we don't
one
need to
room to
tell
the
that.
next room. We're working with only half the lighting grid. Yeah. I'm just saying, I couldn't believe we pulled that one off because we had adversity setting up for it, and it didn't really work right. But we got. I think you'll like it much better now, Joe.
Okay. We got Dave had the news story this morning. There's actually two scams going around the state of Rhode Island. One from the Rhode Island Bridge and Turnpike authorities warning about you getting text messages. If it says that if you're an Easy Pass user, you have unpaid bills, and you need to act now to avoid more penalties.
Exactly.
And so,
Folks will fall for
yeah,
that, even
so
though
they
don't
click on the link.
ever text you.
Yes, and that's
Send
what
you-
the,
they're
that's
gonna
what that's
send
what
you
the
mail
that's
in
what
the
the
mail.
authority says. We
Yeah.
don't use text messages to
No,
get a hold of
no.
you, so don't worry about that. The
They'll
other one-
find you. They'll mail you. They'll
Yep. And the
snail
other one
mail
is
you.
the old goodie, and it's happening in Central Falls mostly. It's the grandparents scam. Hi, I'm Joe Smith.
It's an
from-
oldie but a
Yeah,
goodie.
Sarah.
huh?
Smith and Smith Law Office, and I represent your grandchild
Yep.
who's been arrested, and we need money to bail them out of jail.
How do these people sleep
And
at
they-
night?
and,
It's just awful.
I don't know, and so that's what. And some people fall for it, and of
Yeah,
course they advise you.
unfortunately.
I read the one in Central Falls. If they get it, just hang up and then call the Central Falls police because they want to know about it. Kind
Yeah,
of
of
thing.
course.
So, all right, so that's what. Just be on the lookout down there. Let's see.
One thing that we talked about before I left, which is really funny because I think I was only on one show in between coming back from the campaign and before I left, and we talked about Wi-Fi passwords and how they're usually something like really ridiculous and easy. And so we
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
okay, so the first place that we stayed, they're like, oh, the Wi-Fi password is ABCDE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
And we were just kind of laughing about it, right? And then the next place that we stayed, the Wi-Fi password was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And then the third place we stayed, it was ABC 1, 2, 3, ABC 1, 2, 3. And I was like, this is a real thing. Like, these are actually what people do. I would never have that,
I know what the place is trying to do. They're trying to keep
they're
it
trying
easy.
to make it right, easy for
Extremely
us.
easy
but
for everybody, but wow.
yeah, so you had to be careful, like what you were doing on Wi-Fi because it's a public. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a private network because everybody who's ever stayed there has the password.
That's right. For those of you who do not pay attention to this kind of thing, Saturday's college football game between Michigan and Ohio State ended in a massive fight. first of all, these two schools hate each other. If you don't know rivalries in college football or colleges, this is a biggie.
Yes, huge.
They really don't like each other. After a surprising upset with Michigan winning 13-10, several of the UM players took their school's flag and attempted to plant it in the middle of Ohio State's field. That's a big. That's
Yeah,
a big.
that's not-
no-no.
that's
It's a
not
big
cool.
no. It's very disrespectful to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I know why they do it. I've actually seen it not quite like that. Someone, an opposing team, did it against the Boston Celtics, and now there's no flag because it's a floor. But he went to the center court where the leprechaun is, and then he was dancing on it. So people take real offense to this kind of thing. So this the planting of the flag, this led to an all-out brawl on the field involving dozens of players and fans who came out on the field. Police were seen using pepper spray on several of the Michigan players, and the fight was ultimately broken up. We had on our national news fines for both schools by the NCAA for this for the melee that took place there.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. You don't get to behave like that.
But after, college football is just like pro football with the fans and the tailgating
Yeah.
and the consumption of alcohol.
Yep, yep.
So, and then they get upset. So, so
Does
there you
create
go.
attitude adjustment, does it not?
It does. And so, oh well. So
When you're
that's what they-
tailgating hours and hours before the game and you're just consuming alcohol, it's not going to be. It's not
See, I
going to
don't-
end well.
That always amazed me. When the Patriots always played at 1:00, people started drinking like around 11 when they got to the parking lot. But when the Patriots play at 4, people still get there at 11.
Yeah,
And now you have more time to drink.
yeah. And
So-
hopefully you eat something, but
Well, most
Some people set up a whole,
they
like,
get the grills
spread
pop
or
out, yes.
pizza or
And
whatever.
you should, but not everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Melissa, are you gonna go see the movie Wicked?
probably not.
No, okay.
I don't think so. Should I?
I would say it's the greatest thing ever.
Say, have you seen it?
No.
No.
Wicked is now the highest-grossing movie based on a musical in the United States.
Yeah. So notice the qualifier.
Yes, it's a musical based on a musical.
Based on a musical.
Yeah.
Right.
The movie
So all those other movies that weren't based on musicals,
they don't count.
they don't count in this survey. All right.
Yeah.
So the
I don't
movie-
think I'll see it. I don't
No?
know.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
The movie's domestic gross is $214 million on Friday. It's estimated to bring another $50 million before the weekend finished. Worldwide, Wicked still has made less than other notable musicals. Here we go with Les Mis, Grease, and Mamma Mia. So they're still kind of lagging behind, but they could do well. I don't know. My daughter went to go see it with her friends, like on opening day or whatever.
Yep.
She already knows all the songs.
Yeah. Right.
I don't how.
Because those
just
songs
saw
are
it.
pretty famous. Because if you've seen the musical or you know about the musical,
Well, she was being funny with me. Well, Dad, there's this new thing called YouTube. Yes, tell me all about it, of how it works. Well, that's why. So she knows she knows the whole thing. I said, there seems to be a whole new what Hollywood is doing now is we got to take movies that you know, and we got to take the bad guy and make them sympathetic.
yeah, the backstory.
Wicked is doing it. Disney is coming out with it's computer generated, but they're using what looks like live animals for The Lion King. And it's the whole backstory of Mufasa and Scar. Scar is always going to be the bad guy, if you've seen The Lion King. Now we got to find out about his sympathy.
Why? Yeah,
Yes.
right. He
And
childhood trauma that made him
he
mean.
he was adopted, and he was, and
Like the Penguin, right? They're doing that whole series of like the Penguin. I don't know if it's new or old, but a friend of mine just watched
is that
it.
from Batman?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some characters in literature are just the bad
just
guy.
bad.
They just
Right.
are. I
No.
don't need to be sympathetic to them. So
The Joker.
another
yeah,
one.
right.
Yeah. I'm sorry they had a bad childhood. But that's not my fault.
It's just
So-
misunderstood.
And you might be losing sleep over this. But Spring Hill, the production company co-funded by NBA star LeBron James, lost nearly $30 million last year. That's a lot of his basketball contract right there.
Yep.
Bloomberg reports the company has never made any money and is set to lose millions more this year. Part of the problem is blamed on rising costs, a shifting marketplace, and the impact of industry strikes. The company has agreed to a merger with Fullwell 73, a British company responsible for the Kardashians and the Grammy Awards, with the hopes of becoming profitable by the end of the year. I don't know anything this
They can
spring
make the
hell has put out.
Kardashians profitable. They can make anybody profitable. Because I don't even know what they actually do.
I don't either. What, the Kardashians?
Yeah.
They're well, it's funny. They're famous for being famous.
Right. Like, but they don't actually do anything.
Like
Except,
back in your era, Dave, it was the same thing. Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Beg your pardon.
Oh, it goes back- that's the only thing I
She
think
was
of.
famous for
For
being famous.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And Eva Gabor did some acting.
right.
Ava did, yeah.
Ava,
Yeah.
she was in the Green Acres. But Zsa Zsa, what did she do other than
She
slap
just
the
was
cop?
a-
She was a
Right.
socialite.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
She
just
knew
like-
people.
it's
She
like- just
she
like the
was a
Kardashians.
persona. She's a persona, a certain way that she talked, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole package, right? So
All right. Not a great story
don't think she got
here.
plastic surgery though.
No, unlike the Kardashians. I don't know. I saw a headline about one of the Kardashians. I think it was Kim. Do you know she had surgery to redo her belly button? She didn't like the way it was. It wasn't cute enough, I guess. So it was too wide. So she, I don't know, stretched it out and elongated it and made it better. At least in
Well,
her eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
Well, if you have the money to do it, so,
I mean,
okay.
I guess if that's your priority and you're really self-conscious, then and you get
But
the
when
money.
you're a socialite, everybody looks at you and they expect
Everyone,
perfection.
yeah.
Your responsibility to your public is perfection.
Right. Like, oh,
Well, the public
but
thinks-
her belly button.
I don't know. I don't get it. All right, bizarre story out of Arkansas. A Pulaski County, Arkansas man is accused of abusing his brother's dead body.
Ugh.
Authorities say Robert Richards, no relation, Dave,
I don't think so,
Okay.
Joe.
was interviewed after his brother disappeared. We don't know where he went. And then he admitted to officers that his sibling was dead. He allegedly stored his brother's remains in a vehicle on his property.
Yeah.
That's just keeping the corpse that's the abuse right there.
Right.
He's charged with tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard of that. Let's put the remains in a vehicle. Maybe no one will.
So he
notice.
didn't kill his brother.
Well, they're not saying that. And maybe they were living together down there in Arkansas, and he died, and I don't have the money for a funeral. I don't know. There's all sorts of things you can think about. But no,
yeah.
they're not saying he killed him. The cops questioned him. Where is he? And he eventually said, well, he's all right.
Well, he's
He is dead, and he's over there in the car. And so what is the ruling on when are you supposed to report a dead body? Is it immediate?
As soon
Yeah.
as
Immediate,
you know
as
it.
soon as you
Oh,
find-
yeah.
as soon as you know
Without
that
you
he's
don't,
delay.
you don't
dead.
have like an hour or 5 or something like that. You
Nobody gets into
No,
the
no.
minutes and seconds,
Yeah.
Joe. As
All right.
soon as you know of a dead body, you must
You're
be sure
duty-bound
that
to report
authorities have been
yeah.
alerted.
Okay.
And if no one else is doing it, it is your duty to.
Correct.
We had this story a few weeks ago. The piece of art, the banana that was duct taped to the wall,
Yeah.
that
yes.
sold for $6 million.
Let me guess. It rotted.
No, well, the plan was for the man who bought it. He was from China, I believe. He's going to bring it, and his goal was before it rotted, he was going to eat it. That was the whole point. He did. So the banana that sold for more than $6 million no longer exists. Billionaire Justin Sun, who bought the banana duct taped to a wall at Sotheby's in Manhattan, has eaten the fruit. The piece by Maurizio Catalan's piece called The Comedian first debuted in 2019 after the artist bought the banana from a fruit vendor in the Upper East Side. Sun says he's going to buy 100,000 bananas from the vendor, but the vendor says he only make $6,000 off the purchase. And then I did see a very funny cartoon, a bunch of bananas standing around an art gallery looking at a man duct taped to the wall. And they're all going, ooh, art. I said, hey, all right, that's pretty funny.
Oh, I would have made banana bread or something.
Well, he didn't say that, just said he ate the fruit.
Yeah.
No. All right, one more story before we got to go. I saw this over the weekend as well. I guess it's true. Australia has passed a landmark ban. No social media for kids under 16
Wow.
nationwide.
And how are they going to enforce it?
Well, let's see. Now, this happened on last Thursday. The country's Senate overwhelmingly voted to pass the ban, which take at least a year to go into effect. The ban could see companies banned up to 50 million Australian dollars if they fail to prevent children from having the accounts. So it's up to the company. It's the latest effort from politicians worldwide to regulate children's social media use as concerns about its negative impact on mental health continues to grow.
And I'm going to guess that instead of working on how to prevent children from accessing these websites, that they're going to get sued instead. And
By,
there's-
like,
by
by
the companies
X and by
saying
Facebook,
like, you know, this is free to,
Instagram.
yeah, right. It's people's freedom of speech and
Yeah, but that's
Rah,
that.
rah, rah.
But I know Australia's free and like that. But do they have that same kind of right?
you don't think these
There that
companies,
they hear?
I mean, you don't think these companies would come back and say, you can't prevent people from accessing our platform.
Well, we're going to.
Yeah, well, good. I think there's going to be litigation there.
Well,
I just
okay.
feel like, you know, they're not going to be like, oh, well, okay, let me get to work on that and figure out how we're going to do this.
Yep.
Only in that country, but not anywhere else.
It always reminds me, Dave. Meeting up with the radio people that we're in association with, and met the man from New Zealand. I can't remember his name, but very nice guy. And
Dave Robinson.
Okay. And I asked Dave because it came up in the news cycle. I said, Dave, is this true? In New Zealand, if you have a baby, you have to submit the name to the government, and they have to approve the name. So you're not naming him the comedian. No, they'll say no. That is not the official name of that child. Pick something else. And I said, and that's okay? Oh yeah, it's been that way forever. Yeah, you have to run the name by the government. I said that would never fly.
That would never fly
Never
here.
fly in the
No.
United States.
There are so many
You
unfortunate
cannot do
names
Oh,
that
I
people
know.
have been given. However, I guess you could always just change your name when you get older. Although it's
we could always
expensive,
call you-
or we could call you whatever.
We're gonna call you the Wall, but your name is Jack. When you have to sign something, your name is well, probably John. John. It's John Smith. It's not. If you want to call someone the Wall, that's different. But your
how-
official name is John. That's the
How
way it
many
is.
dozens of young French Canadian boys grew up with the name Bonham?
A lot. I guess. Yeah.
I bet you knew one.
No, I
Bonham?
didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't know.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, they had names on the birth certificate, but everybody in the family and the whole neighborhood all called him Bonham,
Okay. All right.
which is
Right, yeah, the
a
little
fast, quick
yeah.
child name, which is based on Bonhomme, good
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Isn't that like a snowman type of jolly, like bonum? No? It's like-
Well,
no?
that's just a family name they had for people.
Okay, okay.
I knew several people that had that name.
I thought it was like a character, like a snowman character. No, okay. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking
And by the
about.
way, congratulations to all of our North Smithfield town officials who are all sworn in at the inauguration last night at the high school.
Oh, very,
Very
nice.
good.
Congrats.
All right, we got to run. We're done with the show. Thank you very much for listening. Our thanks to Pete Royce, who came in a little earlier today. Melissa, thanks for coming in as well.
Thanks for having me. Good to be
All
back.
right. And Dave, thanks for sticking around as well.
Yes, it's a pleasure.
All right, we'll be back with the Milk Fund auction today at 4 here on ON Radio. Stay tuned for Leslie Page at the library is coming up, followed by Food First with Karen Zay and Gary. Oh, and we also have the Woonsocket City Council meeting tonight at 6.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
The newly restored Independent Man in Rhode Island will be lifted back to the top of the Rhode Island State House Dome sometime between December 12th and 20th, weather permitting.